Hello all, welcome to LTX classes. Welcome to the new concept series, that is science and technology. In this series right now, in this class we are going to deal about the orbit. Okay, orbit is very important in the space technology. Clear? In space technology, the required amount of knowledge regarding the orbit is very important for the applications of space technology. Clear? So see, the class is being done by Srinivas. Okay, first of all, what is orbit? Okay, if you see orbit, it is called the curved path. Clear? So orbit is a curved path. Clear? That makes an object in the space, that makes the object in the space to take around another object. Clear? To take around another object. Clear? See, if you take this as the earth, and see the black one, it's going to be the moon. If the moon travels in the dotted imaginary line, it is called the orbit. Then sir, how it is suspending in the air without falling on the earth? Why? Because see, to move in that curved path, both objects should have mass. And here in our example, let's take moon has the mass and the earth has the mass. Mass means weight, right? So here, when both objects have required mass and they congruent each other in their respective masses, that suspends one object to move on the other object. Clear? One object should rotate in other object without falling on the gravity. Clear? Without falling in the gravity of others. See, take our example. Earth has, see, earth is a huge mass body. Earth is a huge mass body. So any object within the sphere of earth, clear, within the sphere of earth, clear, within the sphere of the earth, actually, see, then the earth is going to attract that object, and that attraction force is called the gravitational force. Clear? That attraction force is called gravitational force. So here moon has the gravitational force and the earth has gravitational force. So when both objects, such a huge objects, when both are having its own gravities, so the place at which the gravitational force suspends each other and make the other object to move around the other object. See, here the earth has greater mass than moon. Clear? Earth mass is greater than moon mass. So that's why moon is rotating around earth in a fixed glide or fixed path. So I think you got complete knowledge on the orbit. So here orbit is a curved path where an object in the space takes around the another object. Clear? So that another object is a smaller object which has its own required mass. So gravity causes objects in the space that have the mass to attract the other object. This is the main reason for the existence of the orbits. See, actually I said in my previous classes also, this orbit is an imaginary line. It is an imaginary line. Then what is the application? Yes, the application of orbit is that when you put any satellite in the space, that satellite has to take turns around the earth, right? The satellite has to turn around the earth. So when it has to take turn around the earth, it should have some mass. Yes, of course, it should be kept in a required orbit, otherwise it is going to fall in the sphere of the earth, and the sphere of the earth actually causes gravitational force, and that gravitational force during the drag causes friction, and the satellite is going to burn itself, right? So what we have to see? We have to see in clear way that this observed path should not get any frictions or so, clear? So this is the main thing. Then see, objects of similar mass actually orbit each other, clear? See, as earth is a great mass object than moon, so moon is rotating around the earth by taking earth as center. But if object A and object B has similar in mass, then both objects rotate around each other. See, object A takes in that path and object B rotates around the A, clear? So in this way actually both, without cancelling the other object's space, one is going to cause the movement for the other. So this is how the principle works when two objects have similar mass, clear? So this is what, how the orbits have formed. And the main thing is that, see, when you launch rockets to put satellites into the space, actually the gravity works, and the same is used for the movement of satellites in the curved path, clear? See, the satellite will stay in that orbit as long as it takes only curved path. If it is going to take the another thing, means if it is going to move in a straight direction, it is definitely going to fall within the sphere of Earth's atmosphere, and gravitational force is going to affect its life. This is the main important one, clear? So that's why here we should know that curved path is very much important in the space sector. That's why this satellite is being taken by rockets, clear? Rockets usually carry these satellites to the space, and they actually leave them in that required known orbit, so that the satellite can take that without keeping anything in contact, clear? Are you getting? So this is the most important one. See, so that's why in space, as there is no air friction, so gravity lets the satellite orbit around the earth with almost no further assistance. See, as gravity is using, the satellite does not require any fuel, clear? Gravity does not require any fuel, that satellite, so the satellite can be stayed in that path for the longer time. So the satellites that we are keeping around the earth can be used for telecommunications, navigations, weather forecasting, or any other applications, clear? So generally what we have to take, we have to use the rockets. The rockets are called the launch vehicles. What we are launching here? Here we are launching the satellites, clear? Here we are launching the satellites, so these are used, fine. So in our next class we are going to deal something related to orbits, types of orbits. Why? Because types of orbits are very important. Why? See, if you are using any orbit, there are many types of orbits. These orbits are around the earth. Why? Because let's take, this is earth, so an orbit can be in this way, an orbit can be in this way, an orbit can be in this way, an orbit can be at the center of the earth also, right? Are you getting? So as orbits are imaginary lines, we should get the required knowledge on the orbits of the earth. So that's why we can place these satellites which are very important for us in the required path, clear? Why? Because to take something, to reach the polar ones, to reach the polar sides of the earth, it should be kept in a separate orbit, right? So that's why in our next class, when we deal something all related to earth orbits, we are going to discuss them in detail. Clear? Yes, I think with this class you got complete information regarding the orbit and how it works, right? Yes.